Hi there, this is my first video for YouTube. My name is Philip and I am monolithic modelling. Today I'm going to show off the Necrons that I've been working on recently. This is an army for myself for GT in October, hopefully. First off, we have the Necron Lord here. As you can see, he's painted in very bright silvers for the body. Blue between his chest ribs, as opposed to the other ribs you get, going towards brighter at the centre to suggest a light source. War Scythe, just a bit of purple shading on it and a bit of energy running down the centre of it. Lots of blues and golds, that's predominantly the colours I paint in for Necrons. I've got the Resurrection Orb there and his cape, which is in reds. If we turn him around you get a better view of the cape. Oh, I'm trying to pick him up, I'm struggling. It's blended from darks to lights. I'm not sure if it's coming out quite right in the light, it's a little intense. His shoulder pads are also blended through to a lighter, neater blue than on the Necron Warriors, and he's got some Necron symbols freehanded on his shoulder pads. His base I'm particularly proud of, the way it's several layers of rock. The way I achieved this was incredibly simple and I'm sure everyone can do it, but I thought it had a nice effect when it was done. So that's my Necron Lord. Let's pop him over there. Next up is the second HQ. I'm not sure whether I'll be playing him or not, but I certainly love the model, and it is the Deceiver. Oh, struggling to fit him in frame. Let's try that, that's a bit better. Very happy with the way he came out. I thought he was pretty cool, especially from viewed from that angle there. He's not as cool when viewed from another angle, but I'm happy nonetheless. He's got lots of pretty sweet blends, I think. Nothing exceptional, but quite stark highlighting on his body. Glowing blue eyes, maybe a tad intense, but I'll turn it down later. He's got a golden hand and a brass hand, because one side of his body is slightly lighter than the other. Oh, I just broke his base when I was doing that, that's a shame. His base I am pleased with. If you can see, it is entirely comprised of bones, to suggest that he is absolutely formidable in combat, which of course, if anyone who knows his stats knows that he really will. He is. I've very rarely had a game where he's not made his points back. In fact, in one game, he in 2 rounds of combat, he killed well over 1,000 points by himself, so that was a particular success. Just move that little skull out of the way. Next up are the destroyers. I only have 3 done at the moment. I intend to have a few more of them later. Same theme for the rest of the guys. Blues, silvers and golds. I replaced their hands, like this chappy here, or at least gave them weapons because I thought it was more interesting. They've got blue backs, and as you can see they've all got a little bit of simple freehand with some fading blue, I guess you'd just call it swirls. It's not really any definite pattern, it's just one that I kind of enjoyed painting on, so I quite like that. I'll pop those over there. At the back there you can see 10 Necron Warriors and 10 Necron Warriors. I'm only going to be playing a basic amount of troops, but I'm pretty pleased with the ones that I've produced. He's my favourite pose, I think, just because he's got a little bit of rock to stand on. It makes him a bit more fun. I've all got bases. I'm pretty pleased with the bases. Again, silvers. Got a blue gorse running down the gun, and a bit of very dark blue heads with very extreme white highlighting along it. Shoulder pads are blue blended through to white. So yeah, I think I'm pretty pleased with those. Next up is one of my favourite models. Oh, I'm struggling to fit him into shot. The Necron Tombstalker. It was an absolute pain to put together. A real pain in the arse. Because it comes in almost 100 different parts, and he is held together liberally with green stuff. So you can see his carapace is blended more to a turquoise than a white, I went for a white initially on the first try, but I found that I wasn't as loving it. I wasn't liking it as much as I was when I tried it with a bit of turquoise. He's got a very cool base, standing on top of a dreadnought, which gives him an awesome pose like that. Very aggressive. If we take him off and just pop him over there at the side, you can see the base has a black Templar, that's what it was. We've got a little bit of fluid running out there, and the arms have been ripped off. Got wires spewing from the joints, and a lot of war wounds on the poor thing. Has a leg entirely separately, just standing there. That was very fun to paint. And then lastly, we have the monolith. It's big, and it's not quite finished, but it's finished enough for just now. It's going to have some freehand, much akin to how the destroyers have on their backs, and that's going to be spiraling along the blue bits here and all along there and those sorts of places. I need to paint the gate and the crystal, but it's dark blues at the moment. Needs to finish the highlighting with, as you can see, whites and light blues at the corners and edging there and all along here. That's just to give the impression of an internal glow in a very cartoony manner. Very strong, bold golds here. Lots of big patches of it. Like here, it's just all. This is more of a reddy gold than on the other sides, where I've gone for more of a yellow, lighter gold. But I was pleased. I'm pleased with how it's coming along. It's not perfect. So those are my Necrons at the moment. Oh no, I forgot my scarabs. I have a huge base of scarabs and a small scarab base. I'm pleased with this one in particular because it is massive and you get scarabs running all over it. The base was a lot of fun to do. Lots of little bits and pieces going on in it. This one was less of a success. I'm still pleased enough. You know, I wouldn't mind putting it on the table. I'd say it's more than tabletop quality, but that one was a great deal of fun to do. So those are my Necrons. I hope you've enjoyed looking at them and listening to me. I hope to be able to get some more videos up soon on Necron tactics and to show off some of the commission work that I'm working on at the moment, and have a few pictures and stuff up on my work in progress, which is my gold demon entry. Please leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it, just some feedback. As I said, this is my first video and I'm just trying to get started with a YouTube channel. That's a box of tea that I was resting my camera on. I don't have a particularly sophisticated setup at the moment, I'm afraid. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.